Well, but
Yeah.
who was still in the college level? Who won? Russell played 2 times. Really played just 2 years. Won the NCAA both times. Played 13 times as a pro. Won 11 times. And I don't think Russell is the best player that ever played, but I think he's the most valuable player.
Bob, in the case of most of the great ones, Oscar Robertson, who was the first winner, and then Jerry Lucas, your teammate, these fellas were destined for greatness coming right out of high school. What is the player that, when you look over the top players in the country, what's the player that maybe made the biggest strides of any of them from high school to eventually becoming the National Player of the Year?
When I saw Calbert Cheaney play for the first time, I didn't want to recruit him. I saw him play as a junior in high school down in Evansville in late February. In fact, I went with Jimmy Cruz, the Evansville coach, to the game. And I told Jimmy, I said, well, I just don't think we can recruit him. He shot 31 or 2 times, made 5 or 6. I'm not sure he got any closer than I did to a rebound during the course of the ball game. And whatever happened between then and the summer was a different player. And then 4 years later, he was the best player in the country, and I think won all of the Player of the Year awards unanimously. Sure. And played on a team that had won 2 Big Ten championships and went to the Final Four. So not only did Calvert understand the game, but he played on a team that won a lot of games. And Calvert was, I think, another thing that Calvert brought to the table was that he wasn't one of these all-time all-everything high school players either. I mean, he was a guy that people thought, well, maybe he'll make it, maybe, and and I wasn't really sure. But as I say, here's a kid that I didn't want to recruit as a junior who's as good as we've ever had here.
I know we got to get ready for today's game. This has been a wild December. It looks like North Carolina right now at #1 is going to end up winning the month of December. What's the formula that takes you from December to get you ready to win when it really counts in April?
Well, people will often say, we haven't started out particularly well. And people say, well, you'll get it straightened out. I say, have you got a license for that? I mean, do you guarantee that we are? And I remember, I could never understand Al McGuire. Used to say, well,
you're not the only one.
Well, I know that, but I could never understand, and I love Al, but I could never understand him say, well, it'll be good for you to get beat. I never thought it was good to get beat. I thought you could win more from winning than you ever could from losing. And I've always thought that. And I think that a team that's really good in December has a jump on everybody, because to play well, you've got to think that you are good. And if you start out playing well, then you get a feeling that we've beaten this team and we've beaten that team and we're pretty good. And if you can add to that this understanding again of the game, if you can add to that by saying, if we play like this, we can play anybody. We've already proven that. Our team really hasn't. And until we do that, there's going to be doubt as to whether we can or not. The team that already has then builds on that. And if, instead of getting kind of fat-headed about it, if they just say, boy, we've got something good going, let's keep it going, let's get better, we've already beaten A, B, and C, and that's pretty good. Let's don't let them catch up. That's what then makes for a great team that starts out well and finishes well.
Bob, I want to thank you. Good luck today in your ball game. Be sure to join us in April at the Final Four in Seattle, when we'll announce the winners of all the postseason's awards. Now I've got to hurry up and change like all of us. Get out there and meet my partner, Jim Nantz, at courtside. Coming up next, Bob Knight's Indiana Hoosiers going up against the Kansas Jayhawks right here on CBS Sports.